Good evening, ladies, gentlefers, and my lovely NBs. We're here live, back here at Tallahassee for game number 6 for the Typhoons to go on against the Las Vegas Wildcards one more time. My name is Marcus Baylor, and to my right is Ryan Eastman. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing excellent, Marcus. I've had to definitely. The series is starting to drag on for me. I'm on. This is game number 6, right? We're on game number 6.
Yes, game number 6, and this is my third one compared to your 6, so I'm still a little bit energized over here, but I will admit, it's a little bit scratchy. Even with the couple of days of travel, the scratchiness after, scaring my butt off there in Vegas after they finally got one at home.
Oh, it was close too. I mean, a 5-point game, and it was anyone's game in the final minute. It could have gone either way. So Tallahassee came so close to clinching it at Vegas, but here they are, a chance to clinch it in home crowd. However, Vegas is starting to build up some of that momentum. They've got that first game at home locked down. They've already won one game here in Tallahassee in the first stint. All they have to do is get one more, and then they can head back home and try and finish it out in front of their fans.
Yeah, and that's kind of really the scenario. Even though people would like to end the series sooner rather than later to show some dominance, no better championship is better to win than one in the home crowd, where the crowd gets to vibe with you and really enjoy that championship. But of course, we have to go through a whole game first before we even go ahead and announce that.
And I think the players are ready to get started. Let's head down to the court.
And once again, we have the Typhoons with the white with stripes, while the Cards working the gold. And once again, the Cards do end up winning the tip-off here.
And they've changed up their starting lineup a little bit. After Groscryer had a great game 5, they want to slide him to shooting guard and let Tyreek take point here. Maybe trying to get him off the ball a little bit more to see if he can step up and take
Ooh.
game 6 in his own paws.
Yeah, and Gorkir has been one of the key pieces of being able to go out offensively. So they might be able to see, hey, if we have him play more off ball, get more opportunities to shoot, that will probably explode a little bit more. As Robbins will draw the foul, and we'll see our possibly get the first points on the line as she goes on the line for 2.
Yeah, go ahead and getting the first foul against Kierkegaard locked up. And we haven't seen a single player foul out this series, Marcus. So, good on Brandon for not having that issue repeat itself this season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it really goes to show like how much things can change between uh 1 year to the next of being able to, develop and have that kind of patience within the series. So, good on him for having that kind of discipline. I know there was a bit of a scare in game number 4 when he almost fouled out there, but now seeing Ivy making the first basket, first points on the board for either side.
Yeah, and I think for Vegas, if they're gonna win again, the turnovers have been their falling short point, and perhaps trying to get maybe Kierkegaard in foul trouble. That'd be a good way to get the post open.
Yeah, considering Luther is the most athletic out of all the bigs on either side, having him to be able to be a bit more reserved, especially on defense, can do wonders here as Vegas is now up, is able to be up first with the first 2 points. So we'll see how Tallahassee responds as Conley, long perimeter, going for a long 3, and it will be good. Oh, actually, they're going to count it for 2.
Oh, wow. I mean, he's been hitting threes all series, so I was expecting that to have his paw behind the line, but just inside.
Yep, the refs think that he wasn't far enough. His foul claw on the line, apparently. And we do see Vegas answering right back with a lay-in of his own.
At Doyle, a nice little Euro step to get down low in the post to put that back in. And I mean, Conley has been. I talk about getting Luther shut down, but that's because he's been such a threat on defense and the rebounding game, second chance opportunities. It's been Conley providing the bulk of the scoring, but he's been doing it from the perimeter a lot, which is, I think, where Brandon's having some struggles. He's not used to having to be pulled out all the way to the perimeter to try and guard the Husky like that.
Yeah, for sure. That's always been kind of been the struggle for Brandon defensively, is going up against much more athletic builds than not, especially those who know how to spread the floor a little bit. And speaking of, we see Kierkegaard flying up with that alley-oop, tie things up for a piece.
Good heads up playing. Good design there. I mean, that's very hard to stop Luther going for an alley-oop when you can toss the ball that high.
Now here comes John. Going a little bit of ISO at the moment. Trying to find a way to get into the paint. Instead, have to go for a pop, and it's good.
Against Adge, too. And I mean, this is going to be a tougher matchup for him. Obviously, Hopkins, he has the height advantage on, but this way, Martin has this. I'm not going to call it. It is a significant difference in height, but it gives Tyreek a bit of a better advantage on his end. He's been a bit quiet in this series, so maybe they're trying to get him more involved in game number 6 here.
Yeah, now Conley gonna have to go for a tough shot here, and it rattles home.
Ooh.
And it will be again for 2 points. So far, he has been getting the distance for these shots, but we'd like to see his paws going beyond the arc. And we see an off-the-ball foul by Ivy Robbins, an illegal screen, and that'll be a turnover. And again, it's those mistakes that you really don't want to see if you're a Wildcards fan.
Yeah, legal screens, I think, are the sign of the curse for Vegas. I mean, considering what happened last year, and we've already seen a few of them slip in this series as well.
Yeah, and right now we see Aurora trying to go for 3, and it's not going to be good this time as John does get the rebound. Bringing up the court. Might go coast to coast here, but gets rejected very quickly. And now Vegas going to have to rebound a little bit with under 14 seconds left on the shot clock. John going back at it again and will make this basket this time. So right now, both offenses really doing exceptionally well in the early goings of this game, as both of them have been relying on perimeter mid-range shots to get it done.
Ooh, and Martin for 3. Great open look to take the lead.
Yep, they finally see a 3-point go down this time in this game. And it will be Tallahassee's first lead. We'll see if that changes here, and that's not going to be the case with Luther snatching it out of the air. And now, fast break point, Conley going to go on the line for 2 after Baylor getting his first foul.
Yeah, and you saw they had to sub Robbins out due to the foul trouble situation. Now it's Martin on the floor, so Brandon now having to switch to center and anchor the defense with Robbins not able to afford to draw another foul so early in the series, potentially elimination game.
Yeah, remember that this is going to be the last shot for Vegas to continue to extend this series to be a winner-take-all scenario, but they have to get it done here. And having Ivy Robbins on the bench this early on is not a good start, as we see that here as Tallahassee able to go ahead and clean things up on the defensive end and looking to extend the lead here as Luther passes it to Victorson. And Victorson being able to get loose, not even get it down, but Luther is able to get the and one opportunity after Murphy gets called for the foul.
Oh, that was problematic for Vegas already. The foul trouble and the foul free throws helping bolster this lead. A 6-point advantage for Tallahassee in their home crowd early. They are coming out hot. 4 minutes into the game, already put up 14 points.
Yeah, this is not the start that you want to see from Vegas, but this is an excellent position for Tallahassee to take advantage of it. And John trying to wake things up a little bit offensively, but it's not going to be good this time. Luther once again with the board. And now Tallahassee looking to continue on with the attack, and they will do just that here as they now find themselves up by 8 already in the opening quarter. And that is not spelling very good here for the Wildcards, and they will call a timeout to try and get things controlled here, as it has been all Typhoons in the opening quarter.
Oh, it's been Conley. I mean, I think Conley's put up 8 or 10 points for Tallahassee. He's been the bulk of the scoring. And, you know, maybe Vegas, one, making an adjustment, A, on how they're defending him, B, how they're going to attack him on offense and try and get some fouls drawn against him.
Yeah, for sure. And considering the fact that Ivy is going to be sitting out probably for the rest of this quarter, to be honest with you, it's going to be much, much harder, even though Brandon can hold down the paint. Oh, almost losing it there. St. Martin trying to lay it up, but again, Luther cleaning things up, and they have to do whatever they can to try and box this man out, because Vegas is taking Tallahassee's taking all kinds of advantage here with these matchups.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate there. The bobble by Baylor delayed the pass, and that gave Luther just enough time to catch up to St. Martin and actually block it from behind. On the other end, No good on that play to the basket from Doyle, and down double digits here. This is not looking good in the first quarter already. Oh, ball
Yeah, but
battle,
that's oh
Luther!
my goodness.
Luther
Trying
misses,
to get the
though.
Yeah, Luther, great efforts there, but ends up coming up empty. And that's another thing that we have to take a notice of is the second point opportunities. As Luther again being just a complete wall for Tallahassee.
Yeah, that was an alley-oop pass attempt, and, Luther's too big to try and go over him like that. And he just stuck a paw up in the Jack Lapel to stop it. And Conley! Oh, I can't cash in that
Yep.
wide open three.
Yep, Vegas finally catching a break here. Brandon with the rebound. But they do have to get something going here, and now we see Baylor having a bit of a man advantage. Will go up, and Victorson will get called for the foul here, so Baylor will go on the line for 2 to get them back into a single-digit deficit with these next 2 free throws.
I always chuckle a little bit when I see Aurora kind of come over to try and double team. I know really what she's trying to do is swipe the ball. As you see, she's keeping her eyes on the ball, not thinking about trying to block it. She's thinking about trying to swipe it. But it's still funny to see the Cat try and do a help defense against someone like Brandon.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of size to be handling, and I don't think even with 3 guards it might be hard to try and out bully Brandon in that scenario. But he will make the 2 free throws, cutting the deficit down to 18 to 10, with under 6 minutes left in the opening quarter. But they have to find these answers on defense. And one thing I've actually noticed, as Victorson going for 3, will be in and out there, Baylor will get the rebound. But the thing that I have noticed is that Brandon is not on Luther on defense, which is certainly a choice here within the stretch.
Yeah, ooh, but there's another good matchup. Oh, Hopkins just don't get knocked over, and back within 6 now after a couple baskets for... Sorry, back within 6. I can do math, Marcus. I can do math.
Yeah. Yeah, but here, yep, and good couple baskets for Bagley. And Conley going for 3 again, and once again, showing that length, that ability to shoot beyond the perimeter has really paid dividends as Tallahassee found themselves up by 9 once again. And now Doyle trying to answer back and gets the 3, and we get a shooting foul, so we get a 4-point play here.
Opportunity, yes, and that's a rarity to see. And ooh, Victorson not happy being sat down. After that, it's going to be a 4-point play. And we see subs come out for both teams. I think Tallahassee's going to go the full bench. And I think Vegas is going to keep 1 or 2 starters out for the moment. But expect the next dead ball to see them all out.
Honestly, this is going to be a really big answer here after a great 4-point swing. Finding themselves back within 2 possessions after that move. We now see a quick basket there. Not going to be good there, but St. Martin trying to get back up there and will get fouled by Smoot.
Yeah, she calls it. She knows she fouled. I mean, he got all tangled up underneath the basket. I don't know if he could even gotten a good shot off from where he was. And first free throw miss. That's not... Pressure might be getting to him. Both of them missed.
Oh, that is not... You got to take advantage of those, especially here in the finals. And oh my goodness!
I mean, he makes up by blocking the next shot by Vegas. Okay.
And okay. Yeah, he made up for it. He made up for it after that.
I mean, they could be down by 1, but,
look,
beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, take it as you will. That momentum did swing, and we do finally see Vegas back within 1 possession. And that's kind of been the story here, is the second unit having to really step up here in these games, especially here on the road. But in this case, they have been doing just that, trying to clean up a little bit of the mess the starters have made. But of course, they do have to continue doing well both on offense and defense.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a great shot from Collins. I was going to say the Vegas bench has not been up to the level that Tallahassee's bench has been, with Sutters, Emmers, Francois, and obviously Smoot coming off the bench. I mean, that arguably there could be a starting lineup for some of the teams that found themselves at the bottom of the league this year.
Yeah, for sure. And right now, Clarity looking to get into the paint, but it's not going to be good there as Collins gets the board. And you got to get some love to Carson and Good, too. I mean, we had a fantastic game number 3 in this series.
That's really very fair. Now, I'm gonna say
Huge
there's
spark plug
a
for 'em.
second starting lineup for Tallahassee. I mean, they might be, you know, a 40-win team with that starting lineup, but you know that is arguably a starting lineup they could put on the floor at any time.
Yeah, and for the Cards, they're gonna have to do whatever they can for the second unit to step up there, and we see that right here as Wolf does get the steal, having his opponent take the lead here as Collins goes for an alley-oop pass but gets intercepted.
I would have liked him to just take the 3 there. Don't risk the alley-oop. The defender was there and able to intercept it. I'd rather than miss a wide open 3 than get rejected on a alley-oop attempt.
And going inside the line here for a long 2, and it will go down. And the Cards find themselves in a 60-5 run within the 4 minutes being played here.
So, Marcus, I said that Tallahassee scored 14 points in the first 4 minutes. In the last 6, they've scored 9. So, something has gone wrong. They've spun out on the tarmac. You know, someone pulled the emergency brake apparently. And, Vegas! Great fast break and the dunk by St. Martin to finish it.
Yeah, and I gotta have to say that, like, Tallahassee, with their pause of the gas pedal, you gotta put it on the second unit a little bit here, is ever since the major swap, it's been Vegas really stepping it up as Sutters, and of course, as I say these things, shuts me up real quick with a quick basket.
Well, Sutters
up by 1.
Sutters and Smoot, you know, they're not going to be affected by this pressure. They're going to play their game. You know, that's something you expect from veterans. You know, maybe the ceiling isn't as high as it once was, but you expect the floor to be higher. You know, you're not going to have as many wild swings from garbage to star.
Yep, Collins trying to make a basket right at the free throw line, but it's no dice there. And now Clarity having to go for a mid-range shot. It's going to be in and out this time as O'Reilly gets the board. O'Reilly hands it over to Collins. Collins trying to go tit for tat, but it's not going to be good. So right now, these past few positions for both sides has been empty. We'll see if Emers changes it up as she tries to go along the line. Instead, dishes it to Sutters. Sutters got a bit of a side advantage and will take it and will use it fully here in that possession. And Tallahassee, once again, back up by 1, 27-26, with just under 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, but I mean, Vegas is still feeling really good. They were down by double digits and they're back. And, that made me feeling a little less good after that big rejection. But
yeah, and right now, Tallahassee looking to get some kind of cushion back once again as Sutters, once again, using that lengthy body, but not going to get a basket down this time as Wolf corrals it.
Vegas,
Fletcher,
I'd say has a chance for the last second shot, but they're going to let Vegas or Tallahassee have the one to.
Yeah, with just a few seconds left, we do see a desperation 3 get chucked out, but it's not going to be good. So by the end of 1, we've seen a couple of major swings happen in this quarter, but Tallahassee will be up by 1, 27-26.
I mean, again, Vegas, they're going to be very happy going in the second quarter. Down by 10 at one point, already back. They had a lead for a little bit there, but now the Stars are back on the floor. So how do they adjust? Because they aren't going to get lucky with 4-point plays all that often to help start the momentum swing.
Yeah, I think the big thing is just paying attention to Ivy Robbins a little bit, because when she got off the floor with the foul trouble that she was in the early going to the first quarter, it just became all Tallahassee all the time, and we see a tough shot being thrown out there, but it's not going to be good as John does get the rebound. And now John going for that alley-oop pass to Ivy Robbins, showing that impact early here in the second quarter.
Jean Ferdinand, I mean, having him play guard is a gamble, I think, tonight. You know, he's played well at point, so obviously his shooting has been very instrumental. So getting him off the ball maybe is what they're hoping for, but he can still do it with the ball in his paws and generating the openness. And Aurora, the step back 3.
Yep, Aurora making everybody wake up after that 3-point attempt. So now Tallahassee once again up by 2. And right now, trying to see Vegas trying to lift it up, but it's not going to be good this time as Carson Good with the rebound. A lot of passing along the perimeter as Aurora has it. Surveying the field a little bit. Going along perimeter. Going for that three after the space, and will make it. Very clean play there for Tallahassee. Great uses of the screen. Getting
And
that.
say Vegas is starting to feel it now. Aurora's catching some heat from beyond the arc.
Yep, and here comes John Ferdinand with the quick lay-in, showing a lot of movement off ball. Getting into the paint with that easy lay-in.
See if they go back to Hopkins for yet another three, and I think they are. They want to get a screen. She's going to step inside, just inside the arc. Not good. Oh, Luther almost got that board, too.
Yeah, Luther, again, showing how much of a danger his athleticism is on defense. But now John hands it over to Fenton. Fenton for three, and it's going to be in and out this time. Trying to tie it up with that three, but it's no dice. Now Tallahassee has a chance to bring it back up by 2 possessions here. Let's see a quick pass to Conley. Conley trying to lay it up, and it's going to be good. And Pullman will get called for the foul. So we have a chance to see an old school 3-point play, as I'd like to say.
Yeah, Grow Crier. At some point, you might see him swap back if, Murphy continues to have some difficulties with guarding Aurora. I mean, obviously, Grow Crier is... Oh, good block out of bounds. It's going to stay with Vegas, though. As I was saying, Grow Crier has had the series guarding Aurora, so he's probably a little bit more in tune with what she's going for if she's going to start catching on fire like she has with those threes earlier.
Yeah, it's going to be like those type of adjustments has always been kind of a tough spot, especially after a win. But because of how close it was, they want to make sure they try to make some kind of adjustment to rattle Tallahassee, but it does kind of mess up with synchronization as well. And while Vegas has hung around in the early goings of this game, you definitely see a little bit of missteps here and there as Aurora again going for three, but it's not going to be good this time as Ivy does get the board.
And Tallahassee is attacking Murphy right now. They are going at him and using screens of Luther to get Aurora open.
Yeah, now Tallahassee. Luther finding a way to make Ivy be on skates. Going for that easy basket as they're now up by 6. Luther with 7 points already into the game. And we see another timeout for the Wild Cards as they're looking to try and reset.
Such a difficult situation for Vegas. Obviously, they had it within 1 and had a small lead, but they've gone on that run. They can keep going. They can go on it again, especially once they perhaps get their bench, and their bench has been firing a little bit cleaner, I think. Oh, ball almost lost.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, that was scary. But right now, that really does shows that Tallahassee is saying, hey, always stay on your tones, as we do see some changes. We see Brandon back on the floor. And now Tyreek. Hands it up to Robbins. Robbins trying to go paw for paw with Luther. So dishes it out to Murphy. Murphy, and we see an illegal screen there for Brandon. That's not what you want to see with him coming back onto the floor. But now Tallahassee has a chance to extend this lead back to 8, possibly 9 with a 3.
And that's a unfortunate turnover. And Robbins, that's her
goodness.
third foul on the other end. Martin's going to head to the line for an and 1 to push it back to 9 points here if he can make it.
Yeah, and the question becomes of whether or not they want to keep Ivy in.
Looks like they are.
Yeah, now Ivy's got to really play very carefully here, especially on defense, because they sure will attack her as much as possible to get her to fold. Right now, Vegas looking to try and get some momentum back onto their side as Murphy goes for a long 2. It's not going to be good, but Ivy being able to clean the board up.
I mean, second chance opportunities needed for Vegas, and I mean, that's why they want to keep her on the floor. They obviously, having her foul out is not going to be a good thing, but at the same time, you can't play too conservative. If you take her off the floor, if you're down by 20 when she comes back in, it's too late.
Yeah, 100%. Vickerson Not able to get it down with a 3 as Brandon does get the board.
Oh,
Brandon
Doyle!
isn't it over to Doyle? Oh my goodness!
Doyle turned on the
Warren
Jets
Doyle.
there. He don't see him run that fast normally, but he got the lane to the basket and elevated.
Yeah, Warren Doyle looking to try and get another championship, trying to get a championship to his name. Does not want to go down without a fight. And right now, Tallahassee able to take advantage of that second chance opportunity with a 3 ball. And now they find themselves up by 8. And we need that kind of energy there from Vegas if they want to get back into this on both ends. And we see a nice mid-range shot, and it will go down.
Yeah, nice from Fenton there. And Doyle having to roll back the years. I mean, last time he was really in the finals was that Hawaii stint. So that's, you know, what? Well, I mean, obviously last year. Forget last year. The previous time he'd been in the finals was the 2017-2018 runs. And, oh, good.
Yeah.
Tallahassee, the 3 ball coming alive here in game number 6.
Yeah, and now they're almost up by double digits here as they're up by 9. So right now, Vegas needs to find some kind of answer here, and they can do it. Robin slamming it down.
Yeah, she's trying to quiet this crowd. They're starting to get excited. I mean, 6 minutes left to go in this quarter as both teams keeping pace. Who's gonna pull away first is the question. Is Conley off the screen, gets a 15-footer to fall. 16 points tonight for him.
Yeah, right now Vegas having to call yet another timeout. All timeouts have been on Vegas's end as they do find themselves struggling to keep it within single digits right now when it comes to their deficit. And right now, you really got to put it into the consideration of, I feel like the main thing, the main issue has the fact that they are kind of forced to play a little bit of a reservist route, especially on defense, with Ivy being in foul trouble. And I believe Brandon also has like a couple of fouls to his name as well. So the front court could potentially see a massive downgrade if those two end up being in a lot of foul trouble as the game progresses.
Yeah, I mean, I think elimination game, they're going to play them till they foul out if they have to. And, I mean, maybe besides tiring them, if they're getting tired, that's the only reason why I'd see them come off the floor. It doesn't matter at this point. You can't play passive and good. Pushing it back to double digits here for Tallahassee. 51-40.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to get things back going. And I think that one of the main problems is probably trying to spread the floor because we haven't really seen a lot of 3 points happening on Vegas's end, really. So they got to find a way to get that waking up as well. As O'Reilly passing it to Baylor. Baylor go for a mid-ranger, and it will be good. So they bring it back down to 9 with 5 minutes left in the first half.
Defensive stops are what they need, though.
Yeah, for sure. And right now we're probably seeing, once again, Ivy getting attacked very well. But as soon as I say that she was able to get away clean, that second chance opportunity got her to be forced to draw the foul. And now she's on her 4th. And it hasn't even been the end of the first half. And they're going to have to pull her here.
I mean, yeah, I would say at this time is about the time you would start maybe resting your starters anyways for the third quarter. But 4 fouls, she's going to be thinking about that going into the halftime because, you know, she's 2 fouls away from being eliminated from this game. And if Vegas ends up losing, you have to wonder her presence on the floor, how much of it was a factor. And good screen
Going for,
to get Wolf open.
Yep, Wolf getting a much-needed basket here for Vegas. Good screen there from Brandon. And that's going to be the big thing. And we've said that there hasn't been anyone that fouled out. And we see Sutters with an illegal screen of his own.
He's a little confused.
The crowd's not liking it either.
You better be careful. I think he just told the ref to use his eyes. Because don't get technical here in the playoffs. The finals, I should say, not the playoffs.
Yeah, not even like in a championship game like this, you don't really need to go crazy. But right now, we see Tallahassee able to get a turnover once again, and a mid-ranger's not going to be good here. But Tallahassee gets another shot once again. Seeing a lot of passing as Francois does end up having it. Looking to have to do something with it, going for a tough mid-ranger, And it's going to be in and out. Brandon with the rebound.
Yeah, that's a unfortunate missed possession after that turnover from Sutters. And now down the post to Raleigh. That last basket, not able to get that one, but Brandon comes flying in. The Bear able to clean up with the second chance. Back to 6 now.
Yeah, Brandon, I will have to say he's going to have to pick it up here as the Typhoons finally call a timeout for the first time in this game, which is about 3 minutes left in the first half. And it might have to be doing what I was getting ready to say, as Brandon is starting to cook up a little bit, as he has to kind of be that staple in the front court for Vegas with Ivy's situation.
Yeah, and I'm really honest, I wouldn't be shocked if Brandon actually got sat right now because, with the 3 minutes left to go. But no, they're going to keep him out there. They're probably going to play him for the rest of the quarter. St. Martin going to come in at center, which, I mean, that's an interesting choice. Going to match him up against Sutters. Or against Smoot, sorry.
Yeah, this is a very interesting case here as Baylor, almost taking the ball there, but Sutter's able to corral it back. And now Francois going for 3, and it's good! Clean as a whistle there from Francois, as Tallahassee once again up by 9 once again. And now we see O'Reilly does get the screen, lays it up, and it's good. So even though Vegas trying to find a way to spark their offense back up, Tallahassee still having a pretty good time along the perimeter to do whatever thing they can. And we see another good basket there from Eamers going up against Baylor.
That alley-oop attempt.
Oh my goodness.
Rejected.
I think that's one thing that I have to really criticize Vegas here, and as Tallahassee once again takes advantage of another turnover as they find themselves up by 11. Vegas needs to stop trying to go for these alley-oop attempts, because it is clearly not working in any sense of the imagination. As we another block here into the paint. Right now, Tallahassee is not giving them any room within that paint margin, and Francois ends up accidentally stepping out of bounds, so Vegas will catch a break. But they need to find a way to spread the defense here, and they gotta have to start shooting a little bit on the perimeter to try and do that.
Yeah, I mean, they have some three-point shooters. Obviously, you don't think about that necessarily as the first thing when you imagine the Vegas offense. That's more Tallahassee's boat. And, good double clutch. Not able to convert those. Sutter's going to pull it down. 90 seconds left to go, and Tallahassee looking to push this lead even further.
And they may do just that, as Tallahassee will not get it down this time. Wolf with the rebound. See a quick pass over to Brandon. Brandon trying to get into the paint, but it's no good this time.
Yeah, the double move wasn't good enough. He pump faked, and the defense came over to help. But good block there. I'm not sure if that was Brandon or not. They got his paw on it, but fast break the other way for Vegas. Quick play to Martin. Martin fouled from behind by Francois.
Yeah, and honestly, they're going to need some sort of break here as they finally get on the line for 2, as Lawrence will make the first one, so, and the second one will go down as well. So Vegas do find themselves only down by 9
for a moment.
That for the time being, with under 40 seconds left, they are guaranteed to get the basket at least one more time, but they have to get a stop here to get some kind of momentum going into the second half. As Aurora wide open for 3, not going to be good, but Smoot able to tip it in. No one was boxing her out at all. So now Tallahassee find themselves back up by double digits. We'll see if that continues being the case, as we see just maybe a half a second separation between the shot and game clock, and this will be looking like the final possession here of the first half.
Yeah, I think they're going to call a screen and just go for a 3.
As you said, a screen shot attempt was not good, but we do see the basket get thrown out anyway, but it's not going to be good. As we end the first half with Tallahassee in full control, up by 9.
11,
excuse me.
I say they had made that shot. It would have been 9, but It is a double-digit lead, and ooh, it is not the game Vegas has been wanting to play in that second quarter. The first quarter, it started off a little rough, but then they had a spark. Something happened that got them back in it, and then they just haven't been able to find that again in the second quarter. But they better find it in the second half if they want to extend this series, Marcus.
Oh, 100%. I think that a couple of things that really comes to mind is one, uh, really find a way to spread the defense of Tallahassee around because the paint is just there. There's just no point of trying to get into the paint at this point. It has just not been working for them. And two, stop with the dang fouls. That has been killing them, especially in the front court. Because we might not be seeing Ivy Robbins for a good bit, probably not until the middle of the third quarter, if I'm honest with you. And it has just been a struggle bus for Vegas here on the road.
It has been. I mean, again, the fouls, the turnovers, it's a lot of miscues coming out from Vegas right now, and you can afford to do some of those in the early parts of the season, but here in the finals, I mean, obviously, again, the two best teams in the league right now battling it out, and we'll have to see who can come out on top. And Vegas has not given themselves a good base to try and climb the mountain that they find themselves at the base of right now.
They have a little bit of a mountain to climb here as we see a good start here for the second half as John does end up getting the layup, bringing it down 2-9.
Because remember, they're just playing for their lives right now. This isn't even to determine the winner. This is to determine if they can go to a game 7. And great strip from Brandon. Fast break the other way.
And John trying to lay it up. Not going to be good this time as right now Tallahassee has a chance to extend that lead back up to double digits. And quick pump fake. And Aurora could have easily just jumped into that to cause another foul be drawn. But that wasn't the case here as Smoot gets rejected there by St. Martin. Great defense there for Vegas. We'll see if that can come up with the momentum as Brandon will go for a mid-range, but it's going to be in and out against Martin.
Oof. Missed opportunities, and Conley, he's had 16 now, 18 points to his name. Trying to make a case for finals MVP.
Yeah, and it really could be becoming very obvious that it just seems that anything related to the paint has really been rough for Vegas to handle as John Ferdinand hands it over to Murphy. Murphy going for 3, and that's some classic shot right there. Gonna need to see a lot more of those as we do see the Typhoons have made quite a significant amount of threes compared to Vegas. Baylor blocking it. Murphy will draw the foul against Aurora. That'll be her first personal of the game, so don't have to worry about her fouling out anytime soon.
Yeah, well, I want to see Murphy step it up. He's been mostly quiet this series. We thought Jean Ferdinand stepped it up at point. Now can Murphy do it? And 2 free throws to pull it back within 6 here. Vegas showing a little bit of life after the halftime break.
Yeah, but look at some of the adjustments are being implemented there for Vegas.
Oh, by the way, Robbins is on the floor again, so we'll have to see how long that lasts if a foul gets out.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the Typhoons are foaming at the mouth when they're back on offense once again. But right now, we're seeing a quick fadeaway. Not going to be good this time as Luther once again gets the rebound. And now Conley pass it over to Victorson. A lot of passing along the perimeter as Hopkins has it now. Looking for a possible screen. There will be that. We'll get the space. We'll have a lane. Pounce it back to Conley, but we'll not do anything with it. See another screen game boost out, and we see a kicked ball violation, and will stay with the Typhoons.
Robbins.
We did see
She was so actually swiped the ball away. She's still going for the steals despite her foul situation. She actually got it. Just unlucky. Doyle kicked it. Oh, there we go, Murphy.
Oh. Yep, great job from Murphy as John Ferdinand able to go ahead and lay it in with the finish. If there's anything that will really help out with that momentum, it's fast break points like that. And blink if you miss it, we finally see Vegas making this a game. And Conley, as soon as I freaking say that, hits the 3.
Yeah, he's probably a little upset he didn't take the 3 open that was earlier and give it another chance. He's going to not make the same mistake. Again, he's been hot coming off in the second half already.
Yeah, right now, work here, hands it over to Doyle. Murphy going for 3. In and out this time. And now Tallahassee has a chance to potentially move this back up to 9, even back to double digits with the basket here. Hopkins going for 3, looking for that, and will get it down.
Yeah, it's very difficult to come back when you're giving up threes like that.
And once again, the Cards are forced to call yet another timeout. And that's probably what they're going to be talking about here, as they just keep finding themselves in the situation where someone's left wide open here for 3 way too commonly.
Yeah, I mean, you make some progress and then suddenly you see a 3 just not only erase it, but rebuild the lead. Because again, that's 2 back-to-back threes. They were back within 6 and now down by 10. So it's so difficult. You feel like the momentum's starting to go your way off the turnovers and fast breaks, and then to have open threes be given away. And ooh, John Ferdinand not able to get the second chance to fall after the block shot.
A very unfortunate situation here is now with Vegas getting for Hopkins for a mid-ranger. Not going to go down this time as Ivy does get the board. A little worried for there as he's going toe for toe against Luther.
Yeah, but they have to give Brandon some minutes to rest. The big bear can't be on the floor for like 30 straight minutes in this game. You're going to want him to have enough energy to finish this game out. Oh, good pump fake.
Ooh, good pump fake. Decided to not shoot it back up to possibly get the foul, but will finish it pretty well.
Yeah, that was veteran presence. I mean, he absolutely made Astrid fall for that shot attempt, and he found the lane he needed to the basket for an easy finger roll. High percentage shots is what Vegas needs. I understand we keep talking about going for threes, but if they do find an open lane to the basket, take it.
Yeah, for sure. And Hopkins going for that 3 herself, but this time it's not going to be good as Ivy does get the board. So right now, Murphy going for that mid-range, and it's going to be in and out this time. So Tallahassee up by 8, looking to try and extend it once again, and Conley will do just that as it rattles home. And Tallahassee back up by 10 once again, 71-61.
Yeah, he's liking that matchup against O'Reilly better than the matchup against Brandon. Going to try and possibly go to him more often. Ooh, Robbins trying to fight her way down the post. Can't get anything. No contact called on Luther. And ooh, Astrid lane to the basket. Open, fouled hard by O'Reilly. Going to send her to the line for 2.
Honestly, better O'Reilly than Ivy, because that was his first personal of the game. So if there's any way to kind of take the pressure off of Ivy and not be at a risk of fouling out outright, as she is sitting on her 4th personal so far in this contest. But the first one will go down. And we will see some changes being made here for Vegas' side, as the majority of as all the backcourt gets a chance to get some rest. And the second one does go down here for Tallahassee, so they do find themselves up by 12.
It is getting harder and harder. They haven't made the progress they need to make in this quarter. Get back in, and oh, Robbins, great cleanup. Fouled this time from behind. A chance to go to the line for 1. And I mean, Astrid getting 3 fouls. You know what? Fine. There's plenty of time left in this game, but only halfway there to fouling out.
Yeah, still plenty of time. You can still be as aggressive as you want to if you're Victorson here. And Tallahassee doing a really excellent job here as they are looking to continue this onslaught, but it's not going to go down this time. So right now, Vegas really wants to find some kind of avenue to get back into this game. And right now, we're seeing a lot of movements within the paint, but instead, we're going to see Tyreek Murphy have it. Hands it over to Robbins. Have a tough task to go up against Luther. Luther has really had her paw for quite a while, and that's not going to change here as another miss happens against Luther.
Yeah, she tend to be careful because if she leans too far into it, she could get called for a charge. I mean, that would be the absolute worst way to get her 5th foul would be. Oh, ball lost
Oh,
by Francis. Oh, big block. She comes in. She's not afraid of guarding Francois.
no, not at all. Especially when Francois not driving into your face. And now Riley looking to try and get the finger roll in, but it's not going to go down this time. Maddox with the board. Carson good. This is over to Vincent, but Fenton's able to rip it open. And now Riley gets rejected there on defense.
3 straight stops for Tallahassee. I mean, Vegas has had the defense suddenly step up, but they can't get the offense to convert at all, and that's absolutely demoralizing.
Yeah, we get a quick basket, not going to be good, but Luther able to clean things up once again, and they find themselves up by double digits as Luther getting close to the double digit in points. And I can imagine he's already in the in the double digits in rebounds at this point as well.
No doubt. And ooh, Ivy throwing screens is always making me a little on edge. My feathers stand up as, oh wow, field goal percentage of road teams have absolutely tanked. Tallahassee, you are letting Vegas have an opportunity if they can only convert their shots.
Yeah, that's the one thing is that Vegas has to wake up. Both defenses have done a very good job here trying to contain the other. But for Vegas, it's a little bit more dire as Francois once again wide open for a long two. And that's going to be good. You would have liked him to put his paws behind the line a little bit to possibly potentially go for 3. But hey, continue that cushion is all you need. And Ivy bringing it back within single digits with that alley-oop pass.
Again, alley-oop, alley-oops haven't worked out for the best in most of their cases, but hey, I'll give them that one that at least quieted the crowd down a bit.
Yeah, for sure. But right now, you're trying to look for any kind of way for Vegas to execute. And right now, trying to get a quick basket. It's not going to be good here. Luther, once again, cleaning things up. There's nobody boxing him out, and that's been a really big issue here as Vegas struggling to find some kind of way to get back into this as they find themselves back down by double digits. And as I say that, Ivy does clean things up with a basket of her own.
Yeah, and I mean, Ivy's been trying to box him out, but again, she has to be a little bit mindful. And not just that, but Luther still, he is a menace on the offensive board. Like, he will go for anything, and the ball sometimes just bounces his way. As we see there, good box out by Robbins. Fast break the other way. Benton fouled on the way up in an and one. That's Astrid's 4th, and ooh, she's not happy with that call. I don't blame her, but can't get too frustrated with it.
Yeah, now we're seeing another round of major substitutions. Robbins finally sitting down after playing a majority of third quarter. She played a very clean game within it. So as much as it does suck to have her with at 4 fouls in general, not having to add in another one this early going into the game is good. But now without that size being there, Luther has a lot of room to play. And we see, oh my goodness, see a little bit tie-up between Immers and the defender. I'm surprised it wasn't called there.
Yeah, well,
right
hey,
now,
gotta say, Vegas a chance. Another opportunity. Don't miss it.
yeah, they don't, as we are seeing a majority of the second unit from both sides coming in. And now Luther, the board's going to come a lot easier with both Brandon and Ivy on the bench. And we see a charge attempt not being called this time, but it will still be missed. So Vegas catching a little bit of a break, but they have to take advantage of said break. As St. Martin hands it over to Fenton. Lots of passing on the perimeter as Wolf looking to survey the field, gets the screen. Wolf going for a mid-range, but gets rejected there. And now the crowd going tit for tat as Immers is not able to get it down, and both teams have kind of slowed down significantly on offense here in the past minute as Brad pulling it back. Crowd screaming defense. Trying to get something going as Wolf trying to go for the screen, but it's no good. As Francois hands over to Immers. Immers. Looking to spray the field, hands it over to Luther. Luther
Oh, Luther.
pretty much has a size advantage no matter what, no matter who's on him. And he will make the basket here as they find themselves up by 8 again. And this could potentially be the final possession of the quarter, but especially for Vegas, as Fenton laying it up, no good, but Fenton does get the second chance opportunity and will lay it in. Somehow finding a way to get to get it with 3 defenders on him, and we're able to finish it down. As now we see Sutters trying to go for a finger roll, but ended up hitting the backboard. So Vegas actually has a chance to possibly
Half-court
get another
heave.
basket. Half-court heave, or at least pass it downfield to get it, and that won't be the case, but it gets
pass it to
intercepted.
Smoot.
You know, that's not what you want to see here. But Vegas does find a way to close the gap a little bit here at the end of 3, as they find themselves down by 6, trying to extend this series to back to Vegas to finish it off. But of course, Tallahassee wants to end it right here on home field. And we're seeing a couple of the highlights here as before we get into this fourth quarter. We are seeing majority of the starters return.
Yeah, but you have to wonder, Luther going to be sat out for a little while. He has been on the court for pretty much the entire third quarter, has to get some rest in. And I mean, Vegas, they started to show up there in the final minutes of that quarter. No, alley-oop tipped in by St. Martin. The momentum is starting to swing a little bit their way, but I feel like Tallahassee's starters, if they're back on the floor, they can start hitting those threes, and they're going to keep it potentially at distance.
Yeah, here comes Crosby Sutters. Classic vet going up against the young upstart Brandon. And Brandon will draw the foul. Well, will cause the foul, excuse me. That'll be his third personal. Now Sutters will extend that lead. I mean, like, if you're the Typhoons, the biggest thing right now, obviously, don't take your paws off the gas pedal, but the biggest thing is just trying to keep that cushion there, because that can evaporate very quickly, as there really hasn't been a lot of free throws happening for either side so far in the second half. So the refs really kind of been swallowing the whistles a little bit here as the game goes on, as John Ferdinand will be blocked there. It will still be on the Cards' ball, but it's clear that Vegas is a little bit rattled. See a quick pass over to Doyle. We do see Ivy's return into the game, and Robbins had to go for a tough mid-ranger. It's going to be in and out, and Conley does get the rebound.
And I mean, Robin's back on the floor. They're going to play with their best lineup to round out this quarter, I'd assume. And, ooh, Conley, tough shot over the Bear. Can't convert. Doyle. Gonna give it back. Actually, I take it back. They still haven't gotten all their starters back in. Murphy's down on the floor. Benton's still in.
Yeah, right up. Fletcher able to get that quick layup, and it's good.
Tallahassee actually has the worst field goal percentage, yet is ahead. That's thanks to those threes and extra free throws they've had. And, ooh, good little finger roll from Martin there. 11 points. Perfect from the floor. Hasn't had to shoot a lot, but when he's been perfect.
Yep, excellent soft selection there, as right now Tallahassee doing whatever they can to keep some kind of cushion throughout this quarter. We see a nice block there from Smoot, and they have a chance to extend the lead once again. They're up by 6, looking to possibly expand it to 8, maybe even 9. But we will see a quick block there from Ivy, as it will stay on Tallahassee's side. With only 11 seconds on the shot clock, they all have to go for a quick draw of the play. As Martin lays it up, and it's good.
Oof. Martin stepping up here. He hasn't had a lot of showy moments in the series, but if they can keep Tallahassee ahead and close out this game and bring another ring to Tallahassee, it'd be huge.
Yep. And now Baylor hands it over to John Ferdinand. John Ferdinand trying to get into the paint, but gets rejected here. as John hands it over to Doyle. Doyle for three. It's in and out. Robbins able to clean things up. So yeah, so far both sides finding some answers here and there throughout this second half offensively, but Tallahassee, Conley making sure to keep that lead very hefty as Tallahassee finds themselves up by 90 to 81. And even though that there's plenty of time for Vegas to catch up, the momentum is definitely not on their side as Murphy going for a three, answers right back.
Need to see more of that coming out from Tallahassee if they want to close this gap. A stop, a three, and I'm believing again.
Yeah, and honestly, what better person than Tyreek as Aurora trying to answer right back, but instead it does not go down. Bailey with the rebound.
See, I see Luther ready to come in. He's on the sideline waiting for the next dead ball. He's not liking what he's seeing, I think.
Oh, I wouldn't be either. I mean, after the dominance that we've seen from Luther here in game number 6, as we see another good basket there. As Tallahassee has done a good job trying to keep that lead a good distance. But there has been times where Vegas has an opportunity to change the momentum. But it's that defense that really got to clean up on the other end if they really want to conclusively want to push this to make it very scary for Tallahassee. Right now, John trying to get into the paint. Will not make it, but Brandon is able to clean things up, putting it back.
Yeah, I mean, they need to keep it within 2 possessions. And Tallahassee knows they want to get Luther back on the floor. They can't afford to let him just sit out the final minutes of this game waiting for the next dead ball situation to happen. I think Vegas is probably going to make a change too and bring back their full starting lineup too.
Yeah, cannot blame them wanting to bring Luther back, because like really Luther has been the X factor here in game number 6 especially.
Oh, Conley I'd say has been the X factor, at least on the offensive end. I'll give you that. Luther on the defensive end has been wild. And he tried to save the ball, and it's going to be an out of bounds on Tallahassee. Going to be Vegas.
Yeah, and in all honesty, Vegas really needs a break like that. And I will agree, Conley for sure has been doing a lot offensively, but Luther is both of them have been major contributors as to why Tallahassee has had a lot of success throughout this game. But of course, Murphy will be able to get the basket down, and Vegas back within reaching distance here as they find themselves only down by 4 with the 7 minutes left of this game. Vegas trying to get this series back home for one more round, but Tallahassee does not want to go the distance, looking to try and cinch another championship, as we see Aurora not able to get that 3-ball down, and Vegas has a chance to possibly cut this down to 1 possession, and it will be the case here with John Ferdinand answering here.
14 points tonight, a little bit quieter compared to his 30-plus point game last game in Vegas, but I mean, hey, he can finish this out with a win. And again, Tallahassee, they had a chance to win out the series last game, and Robbins, that's going to be her 5th foul. She was trying to stop Luther, but he got the and one, and that's a huge foul. And now Robbins is playing with no second chance. She is out of the game if she commits another foul.
Yeah, so it's thin ice here for Ivy as Tallahassee find themselves up by 5. Tallahassee's trying to get their first championship since 2017 as John Ferdinand hands it up to Doyle. Doyle going for that long 3. It is not going to be good this time, as good with the rebound.
John Ferdinand with the strip on the way up, stripping the Dalmatian.
Yeah, now Murphy trying to answer right back with some fast break points, and they will do just that with Vegas only down by 3, trying their hardest to go back to Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, you have to imagine if they make it back to Vegas, the momentum is all in their favor. It'll be 2 in a row. They'll have saved match point twice. And oh, Luther
Oh my goodness.
boxing him out has been the problem tonight, and he is the reason that Tallahassee's had so many extra possessions with those second chance points. And Robbins trying to do a hook shot fast the other way, can't convert.
Yeah, and now Tallahassee trying to extend it back once again, and they will foul Brandon there. That'll be his 4th personal, and even though that we are just under 5 minutes, that can be a little bit of a concern here, as both of your starting bigs getting into a little bit of foul trouble, especially for Ivy.
And Conley, this free throw, 28 points in this game 6. Almost a third of the scoring has come through the Huskies' paws.
Yeah, and right now, Vegas needs to really turn it up quite quickly, as John wide open for 3, and it's not going to go down, but oh, it will end up actually staying with the wild cards. It'll be a full 24 too, because I believe a Tallahassee player had to pause on it first.
Astrid stepped out of bounds. She was going for the ball, and Brandon was going for it too. And I think Brandon and her may have gotten a little tangled up, but it was Astrid who had it in her possession.
Yeah, and now Vegas having a little bit of life support, trying to get this lead down, but again, another miss. As Astrid looking to try and fix her mistake from the last possession, and then she steps out of bounds once again. As soon as I said that,
Astrid, Marcus is the one jinxing you. Remember that when you go to kill one of us. The caster's curse is real. It was Marcus this time.
I mean, good luck trying to take me down. I'm a pretty big boy still. But in any case, right now, speaking of big boys, Brandon with a mid-ranger.
12 points tonight, double digits with the rebounds as well, and a 5-point game, but defense they have to stop and score. Every time they've scored, it's been after Tallahassee scored.
Yeah, and right now, Aurora does end up drawing the foul against St. Martin, so it will not be a shooting foul, so it will be a possession for the Typhoons. And Hopkins, was looking to possibly go for a mid-range shot, but decides against it, going over to Astrid. Astrid does get the screen from Luther, trying to go for a tough shot. It is good.
And I like there, Robbins, instead of trying to stop the shot, she actually immediately went to box out Luther, which obviously Astrid hit this shot this time, so it didn't matter. But I almost prefer that, let the defender do their job. And, battle for the boards. Going to come up Tallahassee's way. And, 7 points here, under 3 minutes left to go. Ball tipped, though. But Brandon can't pull it in.
Yep, it will stay on Tallahassee, and Typhoons will actually call a timeout here, trying to see if they can punch their ticket to another championship. Like I said before, they have not won a title since 2017. It's been almost 10 years since the last time they raised the trophy above their heads. And they have an opportunity to do it here with just under 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I don't love the calling a timeout here, but like I said, they are drawing up a play to get a basket, potentially a 3, so that they can have a double-digit lead, and that's going to be so difficult to overcome. Attacking the paint. Robbins, they're going after her, but she's able to pull on the board.
Yep, she's able to stand her own ground, does not get called for the foul. And now Vegas looking to try to get some kind of answer here, as Doyle will get the screen. And Baylor was about to get the gift of a lifetime, but Astrid will get called for the foul here. So Brandon will go on the line for 2. Some very important free throws here for the second-year player.
I was going to say, a lot of pressure on him on the road in Game 6. Down by 7. Pulls the first one. And the second one cold as ice. But now the defense, what can you do? And also, by the way, Astrid up to 5 fouls now. She herself is 1 foul away from fouling out. But Conley left so open. They found the lane. They found the way to the basket. Oh, my goodness. 2 minutes to go now.
2 minutes to go now. Up by 7. And Brandon trying to go toe for toe, but it's not going to be good this time. Now Conley looking to try to get into the basket, and will do just that, and will get the end. One opportunity after Murphy fouls him. And just like that, Tallahassee up by 10 with under 2 minutes, and we might be able to call this one if Vegas does not find some kind of answer here.
Yeah, I think they're already starting to wheel the trophy to the side of the arena. There, I see it in the exit. And oh, Tallahassee, one more basket here might be it. Oh, 108 to 96. What can you do? 35 points tonight from the Husky.
Yeah, Tyler Conley just went crazy here offensively. Brandon trying to fight very hard here, and will honestly end up being in a jump ball situation.
Oh, Brandon's starting to play a little too much hero ball here. He's trying to do it all on his own, and you know, he's missed the last 2 shots he's taken. Now trying to take it to the basket. Ooh, Robbins will at least pull down the jump ball. Still their possession.
Yep, and right now, Brandon looking for a mid-ranger and not able to get it down, and that might be it for this game, as we're about to hit close to a minute, and you basically have to play perfect basketball here, starting with a stop. And they have just not found any kind of solid answers here against Tallahassee, as Carson Good looking to try to ice it up, but it will go in and out.
Yeah, they just have to burn clock, Tallahassee. You know, wait every possession out. At this point, it's all on Vegas to do everything. And after the screen, Brandon will attack the paint, but they really need to be trying to force a turnover. They can't be on their laurels and wait for the shots to come up.
For sure, at this point, it's got to be all gas, no brakes, as Aurora, speaking of, trying to get into the paint, but gets stopped in her tracks. Instead, hands it over to Good. Like I said, all they got to do is drain as much clock as possible, and they're doing just that. And that's probably going to be it, as Aurora does miss the 3, but I don't think it really matters too much, as right now, John Ferdinand hit it for 3, and it's good!
7 points in 17 seconds, so I don't think it's possible. And I mean, it's not gonna, yeah, it's not gonna
I don't
happen.
think it really matters too much, as I think Vegas is gonna go ahead and call it quits here. So Tallahassee will be lifting up their second trophy here, as they do finish it up by 6.
By 7.
Well,
it was a 3 possession game, Marcus. That's kind of why I think they were like, okay, yeah, this is not gonna happen.
Well, not by 6. I meant in 6 and 4.
Oh, okay. Well, in 6 games, by 7 points in 2025. In the month of June. We didn't make it to July, unfortunately. And like I said, Conley so big on offense.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's definitely the player of the game for this for this game right here. And honestly, you got to give credit where credit is due for Vegas, even though they were able to escape from a 5-game series and weren't able to bring it home here. And a lot of it has to deal with the fouls, I would have to say, especially when it came to Ivy. Sure, no one fouled out in this game, but the early fouls really started to be a detriment here for the Cards.
Yeah, I mean, it was a looking at the stats at the end, you know, the second quarter kind of fell apart for them. The fourth quarter, you know, it was at least a battle. But oh my goodness, just I can't see how Vegas could have won that one. They had the field goal percentages, just the turnovers and blocks actually came out. The steals, they only had 6 steals versus 4, so the turnovers weren't that terrible. You know, but some of the silly mistakes on the foul turnovers really what caught them. And then obviously the 3 points, 10 of 22 versus 4 of 10.
Yeah, 100%. I think that the biggest problem that, especially for this game, and really throughout the series, has really been the foul trouble that we have seen from Vegas, and not being able to find a way to clean a lot of those up to try and keep it within distance has really harmed them. But you got to give credit where credit is due here for the Typhoons. They've been able to find any kind of answer throughout this entirety of the series. Some great defense here from the Typhoons, as well as being able to finally get that trophy going back into Florida here in Tallahassee. And you got to give a lot of credit here to Tyler and Luther, the bigs, really taking control and giving them this chip.
Yes, and I said the great season wrapped up. We'll see what the Finals MVP ends up being named, but Vegas, you have to imagine they were here twice now. A third chance is certainly in the cards. Obviously, free agency is going to be a question. Brandon's going to be coming off his rookie deal. They're going to have Tyreek also coming off his contract. So there's, you know, opportunities for change, and maybe for the better, maybe for the worse. Bringing people back might earn
Yeah.
themselves a third trip. They were the number one team in the West this year, so you can't necessarily shake up a team too much.
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends. I think the biggest thing for Vegas going into the offseason is not only just bringing back their starting lineup because they have a very solid starting lineup. It's also the answer of who they need to bring in for depth because that's also been a big issue here. Well, I will say the bench has definitely held their own a little bit more here in the final game of this series. That hasn't always been the case, and that's something we're gonna have to look into when it comes to the wild cards end. But meanwhile, for the Typhoons, um, majority of their team is going to be standing pat for I believe. I don't think any of the starters are really going into free agency. So the main thing really is, are they able to keep any of their second unit, as they might be looking to possibly start on a team of their own? Because as you said, the bench was essentially just a secondary starting group.
Yeah, I mean, they easily could have had a few of those players be starters on uh, other teams, and it is going to be very interesting to see how these players decide to go with this championship ring now under their belt, because hey, they have the ring. They don't have to stick around. They
Yeah, for
could
sure. I
go
mean,
go earn their money. Go make that bank somewhere else and possibly earn a ring as a starter.
yeah, or possibly earn their ring as the starter, and even more so, possibly just try and solidify the legacy because it's good to get a ring in general. I think no one can complain about that, but being like the main reason is always going to be a good answer, which obviously what every player really strives for. But of course, this has been a very fun run here, uh
Yes.
and it's going to be very exciting to see what how things go into as we head into the off season.
Yep, and thank you, Marcus, for joining me in this series. And you all have been wonderful for tuning in. We will see you next year for the 2025-2026 FBA season. Have a wonderful night and a great summer.
See ya.